Okay, welcome everybody to another Goryo's Vengeance League. This is a slightly different take on it by MTG pilot TrueHero, who managed to take down a modern challenge with it. So it's a really interesting list, and it features some of the new cards from Final Fantasy. Well, one new card, and that is Sin Spire's Punishment. So when this enters or attacks, you exile a permanent card from your graveyard at random, and then create a tap token that's a copy of it. If it's a land card, you repeat it. So if you only have lands and an Atraxa in, you can bring back all of the lands, well, potentially all of the lands, and an Atraxa. And then the Atraxa stays around forever, just as a token copy. Really interesting take on it. And the other interesting thing is we're base Grixis. There's no Ephemery or Solitude or anything like that. So we are using Consign to Memory to keep our Goryo's Vengeance targets around, but you don't need that as much because, as I say, if you Goryo's Vengeance the Sin and then you get an Atraxa or a Grizzle around, they just stay around, so you don't need it as much. You don't get to swing with them that turn, but you know, obviously it's still pretty good. We also get Faithless Looting being in Grixis, and there's a bit of a backup plan here. So we have 4 copies of Faithless Looting. And we are also playing Tamiyo, so Faithless Looting a very efficient way to flip Tamiyo, just another way to win the game. We also have 2 Jace Fringe Prodigies, so you can flip that as well. It's a good loot engine, but also something, this used to be a thing quite a while ago. Used to be able to, well, you still can, but people used to be higher on Goryo's Vengeancing Jace. It gains haste, so you can then activate his ability and instantly flip it, and then it doesn't go away. It just stays around as the Planeswalker. It's just a backup win con as well. Notably, these 2 cards both wizards, and we're playing an extra Tamiyo in the sideboard. So we get this kind of transformational sideboard where we've got Flame of Anor and Kolaghan's Command, just value cards, able to play a bit of a different game. So yeah, I'm 1-0 at the moment, having beaten Boros with the help of a trusty Ghost Vacuum. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I think TrueHero does have a sideboard guide and primer out. If you find them on Twitter, I haven't managed to find the time to go and check that out yet. So we'll blunder through this league, but I'd imagine it's quite good. I'll probably get around to looking at that at some point. But yeah, big thanks to everyone for watching. I hope you're all doing very well wherever you're watching from today. Just shout out my Manatraders partnership as well. You'll find a link and code in the description below, good for 40% back on your 3rd month of subscription of Manatraders. I've used them for ages, just really good, lets me play all the decks I want. So yeah, I can't recommend them enough really. So if you're interested in starting on Modo, do give them a consideration. And yeah, obviously I do get a little bit of a kickback from anyone that does that. Be honest about that, but yeah, obviously it's mutually beneficial. So let's go ahead and keep this hand. We have a couple of reanimate spells and a Faithless Looting to look for a fatty. Depending on what we're against, I might lead off on Delta here. Delta Steam Vents. Okay, we're getting Thought Seized. I would imagine this takes Goryo's Vengeance. Yep. So swamp into Thoughtseize, immediately thinking sort of black-white. Frog's a good draw. I think I am going to just lead on Blood Crypt here. I was going to say we could lead on this in case we find Sin. So I'm going to discard 1 land. And is it just a looting? I think just a looting. Don't really want to cast a looting again. We can flash it back, of course. Want to keep the push against a Swamp Thoughtseize deck, I think. Okay, so... Ooh, Goryo's Vengeance. So that's a good draw. I'm just going to play out the... I can't remember what... So they saw 2 deltas. So they don't know we have the Bloodstain Mire. So I'll just play the delta out. I'm going to pass. What we want to avoid here is the opponent flashing in Philia and then playing the Overlord. Also don't just want to go Psychic Frog or Emperor of Bones. So yeah, it's Esper Frog here. Well, Esper Frog, Ketramos stuff. Blink is probably the best term. So it is Philia. See if they do go for the Overlord. Yeah, so this is what we wanted to avoid ideally. I think I'm just going to push now to stop them going land ephemerate. Oh no, oh, that was stupid. Because now they can get Philia back. I mean, we'd rather get Philia back here than Psychic Frog, I suppose. Yeah, that was... I was just worried about... I sometimes... I think this is something I have, and I think something that I can probably learn from. I get too engrossed in what the opponent could have. So I fixate on Ephemerate quite a lot in this matchup. But there obviously didn't think about... If I push with that trigger on the stack, they can just... You know... They can get the Philia back. There wasn't another creature in the graveyard. As it happened, they did hit one, but if they didn't, it would have felt even worse. So yeah, just something I need to learn from there. Okay, we'll put another Delta into the graveyard. Obviously, finding something like a huge fatty there would have been great. Jace. So we could either go... I mean, I'm going to Surveil. Because... if we hit like a Sin or something, land, I kind of want a land for this Emperor of Bones, but I think I'm going to top a land so that at some point we can potentially go Frog. I'm going to go Jace here. Because if the opponent just Fatal pushes Jace, we get to Goryo's Vengeance it. Make the Planeswalker. Okay, the opponent doesn't play anything, so we do get to activate our Jace here. So let's go draw, discard. I think Jace works under Emperor of Bones as well. It does have a... Ooh. Okay, Atraxa. So, Atraxa down. Let's go land. Goryo's Vengeance, the Atraxa right now. Yep. Can't think of... I mean, the opponent could have Solitude. I would imagine they use it now. Yeah. So we gain some life, but we do gain a lot of card advantage here. So we find another Goryo's. Consign. Oh, Consign is really good here because we can consign the Philia return trigger. So I'll take Consign. Bloodstained Mire. Might as well take the looting. We'll take Tamiyo. We do have a Frog already. I'll take Tamiyo because we've got the looting. So, what am I doing with Jace? What does it say? You may cast target from your graveyard this turn. So, I mean, that also just lets us Fatal push the Philia. think I'm going to do that. So now the opponent just can't flash in Felia. Well, they can, and we just push it. So Consign is... I know people are up and down on Consign in this matchup. I like it, just for, yeah, this kind of thing now. Okay, so the opponent doesn't cast it, so we're happy with that. Essentially, ooh, okay, they are playing a relic. I could consign that, but I think we're fine. We haven't actually got a fatty in the graveyard at the moment. I'd rather save the... yeah, I'd rather save it. Okay, so we'll go and get... We've got a lot of blue cards, but kind of want to surveil... Yeah, we'll get a Raucous Theatre here. Don't want another... Okay, we find Goryo's Vengeance, which is pretty good. So just plus here. I'm just going to go Tamiyo Faithless Looting. I should play the land first, I suppose. Tamiyo. Let's cast the Faithless Looting. So we can actually Goryo's Vengeance in response to a removal spell. I might just ditch the Goryos now. I think I'm just ditching Goryo's Emperor. We can consign a Solitude trigger as well, which I'm going to do here. Did the opponent get rid of Felia? No, they've still got Felia in hand. So evoke resolves, and then we'll just consign the Solitude trigger. So now we have 2 Planeswalkers, and this is another strength of the deck. You know, we did sort of half execute our game plan, but yeah, we now have a very good backup. Okay, Psychic Frog is good. You know the opponent has Felia. Although this Overlord is becoming a bit of a problem. Blue, I really want extra blue mana, but are we really going to cast all these in one turn? Probably not. I'm just going to Surveil. Indulgence. And we can even do that. We can give it. We can give this frog -3, which is something. I think I'm going to graveyard that one. Okay, draw another one. So let's go plus. So now frog can't deal us any damage. I'll play my own frog, and then we can hold up force and consign. We don't mind too much about Felia here. We'd actively like the opponent to attack. They're not going to deal any damage anyway, because yeah, everything's getting, well, things are getting -1, -0. Felia's only getting -1, -0. Frog will be, they can't even discard that many cards. If they Thoughtseize, I'll probably force it. I would be surprised if they do attack here. How many consigns have they seen? I don't know if we revealed both. We can consign the trigger here. Okay, let's see if they flicker. Oh, they flicker Tamiyo. We could flip it again next turn with Indulgence. I think I'm just letting that resolve. I do want to... I'm just going to block here and then discard Force of Negation. Make sure we kill the dog here. Now I think we're waiting Flicker Wisp. Okay, let's see what they flicker. That's really good for us, because now we can just consign the Flicker Wisp trigger and they never get the Overlord back. Another consign as well. So what we want to do here is, I'm just going to give this minus, yeah, and the opponent can use. So what we can do here is we can attack with Tamiyo. They're going to look to block with Flicker Wisp, and then before damage we can flip it, so that we at least get the clue token. So yeah, backup plan there. I mean, Atraxa drew us 3 or 4 cards and made them Picture Solitude, so not too shabby there. Right, so we want all the consigns I'm going to keep in. I like Fatal Push. I quite like these kind of grindy cards. I wonder if we want more sort of Tamiyos. I don't think I want Call Against Command, but I might want Flame of Anor. We're definitely trimming all these forces. If the opponent doesn't go for that Flicker Wisp there, we do struggle a little bit more, because of that. Just that Overlord is now just a 5/5 that attacks and brings something back every turn. We'll bring in the Flame of Anors because it kills Overlord. Maybe another push. Pyroclasm is okay. Do we want Pyroclasm? Do we want to trim some of the combo into all these relics to bring in something like another Tamiyo? I might bring in another Tamiyo to cut us in. Let's try that. The other one, I'm considering Pyroclasm. I don't think we want things like Strategic Betrayal. Okay, this is 1 land and 2 consigns, so we're going to mulligan this. Like, if we find another land, it's not actually that great either. Okay, this is fine. Keep this. I think I'm just bottoming the Emperor. Maybe it's just Faithless Looting. Get rid of Faithless Looting. So we're getting Thought Seized. Yep. See what they take here. Remember a time when this card was like 50, 60, well, pounds, so $70, $80 was it? I think they're about 5 now. First time I've seen it played in Modern in quite a while. Well, Goryo's, like I say, some pilots have remained on it in Goryo's, I think. They do take the Jace, so. Grizzlebrand. Okay, well. Just, got another Thoughtseize. They do have another Thoughtseize. They did lead on Watery Graves. I wonder if their lands are a little bit dodge. So we're going to surveil here, probably looking for our 3rd land. Okay, they do take that. Right, so we've got Steam Vents. I'm just going to get Undercity Sewers. Yeah, I do want our 3rd land. Let's play a land tapped. At the moment, we can kind of deal with Frog. They'll go up to 5 cards. If they go land Frog, that would be 3 cards. No, that means we can just Flame of Anor it. Ketramos is a problem. They only usually run. It's not usually the full 4 these days. Ashiok. Okay. Flame of Anor cannot go at Planeswalkers. We can't search, so I think in consultation for Lord of the Rings, people would have wanted this to go at Planeswalkers, but there are no Planeswalkers in Lord Lord of the Rings, so I'm just going to draw 2 here. I don't think the opponent plays Orcish Bowmasters. Okay, well if we find a way to discard like Faithless Looting. Okay, another consign. I'll play the land out, but we can't search. But Ashiok, Ashiok's a bit of a weird one because obviously if we find Psychic Frog, then or Faithless Looting, we can get Faithless Looting, Goryo's Vengeance in the same turn. What have we got rid of? Okay. I wonder if they'll flicker. I think that, do they know we have consign? They do know we have consign, so I can't imagine they'll flicker the Ashiok. Hopefully they will and won't play around us having another one. We don't have too many ways to deal with this. Our best draw is obviously Faithless Looting. Okay, so remember to not fetch. Another Atraxa. Maybe I shouldn't have played the land actually, because we could potentially move to hand size at some point. I'd be surprised if they kept activating the Ashiok. Okay, the opponent thought seizes. That's that is very annoying because now they're just going to take our Goryo's Vengeance. I would imagine. Well, yeah, they're not going to take anything else. The opponent only has 3 cards in hand though. So best draws. Psychic Frog is pretty good, although they probably just have push. Well, there's a Psychic Frog, so I will play that. Yeah, I think we play that there. If they're on Solitude, we have Consign. So if they have Prismatic Ending, it's a bit awkward, which looks like they might do. Vindicate. Do I want to discard anything? I think I do actually. I'm going to go discard Atraxa. So that now a Goryo's Vengeance is live. And then because the opponent's ticked down to 1, if they want to get rid of that Atraxa, they have to lose their Ashiok. Okay, so we can now fetch again. So yeah, we'll just go and get another Surveil land. I think we must have. Oh, depends what's been exiled. So it implies that our opponent's hand is quite reactive here. Okay, Thundering Falls or Raucous Theatre. So we can't cast an Atraxa. I'm just going to go and get Thundering Falls here because our green source is gone. We could Surveil again, but I don't think we want another land. Oh no, Scalding Tarn can't go and get our green source. Okay, Psychic Frog's good. Is the green source gone? No. Okay. So I think I'll play the frog. So we can stop Solitude. What we don't want to see is Fatal Push or Prismatic Ending. Let's see what... Do we have any Goryos left? No Emperor of Bones left. 1 Goryo's... Only 1 Goryo's gone. No Fatal Push. If they attack, I will block. They could attack Flicker the Frog. Are they likely to have brought in Consign? I wonder if they attack and they target the frog, I need to consign the trigger. I think I am going to because I'm a bit worried. I'm going to consign this trigger because I'm worried about... well, it accomplishes something else as well. So I'm worried that they have consigned to memory, so they can consign their own. I'm going to block here and then discard. It also lets us block. What am I going to discard? Which one would we rather find? Trax is slightly easier to hard cast, but we haven't got much mana. I'm going to discard Grizzlebrand. Okay, so we eat the Philia. And then we obviously have now a frog. Hopefully they're just going to cast Solitude. Which Enchanter is fine. Okay, 1 card in hand. We do get to attack with our frog. Another Consign to Memory. Yeah, I'm going to give this flying. We're not far from just killing them. I might discard the Atraxa even. Opponent could, of course, consign the frog trigger if they have consign as their last card. Okay, so the opponent did have consign as their last card. So we were pretty good in our Philia play, I think. Because yeah, it just reeked of consign. They're just going to consign their own Philia trigger and use it as removal. I think they still know we have 1 consign in hand. But we can discard a card, fly over the Witch Enchanter. They need... I suppose they could find frog. Okay, well... what have they got here? Okay, so yeah, we just win here. Consigns have just been really good. Let's go discard a card. Yep. So we just discard a card, make it 4, and then fly over for the win. So didn't actually in neither of those games use the... I mean, game 1 we did draw a load of cards with Atraxa, but neither of them were won by the big creatures. It was the frogs and the wizards. So yeah, let's move on to round 3 for the league, but obviously round 2 for the video. Right, yep, we'll play first here. We have a pretty rubbish hand, so gonna mulligan. This is a lot better. I think I'm just gonna bottom. I think it's just force. No, I think I'm gonna bottom push. I think with this hand on the play, we're just kind of all in on fast comboing. So let's go. We need steam vents, looting. Okay, well, that's pretty good. We could... no, we're just discarding both of these. And then we see the power here. If we get to Goryo's Vengeance the Sin, we get Atraxa for free. Lotus Bloom. So this is Belcher. So if we draw a blue card, which we don't, I'm worried about Disrupting Shoal. I'm going to pass and go for it in their upkeep, I think, to play around Force of Negation. Like, upkeep is weird, but thanks to Sin, it's actually pretty good. Because we can go target this. Doing an upkeep to play around Jwari Disruption. Okay, it does work. So we get, I mean, quote unquote, we just get Atraxa. But, so we'll take, we find another Goryo's. So we'll take Consign. Now we've got an Atraxa out, we're just in the business of take Consign. We'll take another Atraxa, and we'll take a Bloodstained Mire. We're just in the business of protecting it now. So yeah, here it enables us to Goryos, and we're going to lose the Sin, but we don't really care. Because it's done its job and brought back the Atraxa. So we know they don't have Disrupting Shoal unless they drew it for turn. And yeah, this Atraxa we've taken is pretty much just for force fodder. Okay, they take a force, but their combo is on their turn, so okay, another looting. Let's go ahead and cast that one. Discarding, looting, land probably. Play the land. Sculpt our hand a little bit. So there's a trick here with Lotus Bloom. We want, so Consigned to Memory can obviously counter Lotus Bloom. It is colorless, but you want to counter the last, well, usually you want to counter the triggered ability that lets them cast the cast it for free. So when this there'll be two triggers next turn. There'll be one to remove the final counter and then one to cast it for free. It's that second one you want to counter with Consigned to Memory, so that Lotus Bloom will stay in exile and they can't get it back with Tameshi. I think Indulgence is fairly fine here. I don't expect Into the Floodmoor main deck. Now I'm just going to discard the Atraxa. Now we've drawn two more blue cards. So we have... No, I think I'm just going to attack for 7. We could looting... No, I'm going to play around like Jawari Disruption. So there's one trigger now. Another trigger, so we're going to replicate Consign. Okay. Maybe we're not meant to replicate, maybe we're not meant to Consign this one, but without that much mana and without like Tameshi shenanigans, I'm hoping they can't do anything. So they Flare of Denial 1, but this is why we replicate. So there's still a Consign on that. They could force it, but they have to hardcast Force, and we have Force as well, so yeah. Okay, so into Belcher, we want to get rid of the pushes. We want all of these disputes. Push is actually okay because of Tameshi. I think we just want to execute our main game plan. I think we can cut both Jace. Maybe leave in... How good is Fatal Push? We could... Is there anything else we don't really want? Goryo's fine. Emperor of Bones is okay. What about Tamiyo? I think Tamiyo is probably a little bit slow as well. Maybe we go... Maybe we keep 2 push and a Flame of an Ore. Flame of an Ore is quite flexible. Able to either kill... We can't do it for 2 modes here, which is a little bit annoying, but... Okay, this hand's fine. Let's see what we can... Okay, so let's just go... Now that we've drawn Tainted Indulgence, that's good. I mean, I don't think we can say no to another Force of Negation against the sort of... Well, it's mostly Sorcery Speed. It's not always Sorcery Speed. They can do things with Whir of Invention. Could have considered leaving up blue mana there to dispute this. They take consign to memory. Are we going to play? Are we going to play Frog? Or are we going to Indulgence? I'm going to play Frog. Like, I could flare this, but I think getting a threat down. So something I've not played around here is Harbinger of the Seas, which isn't even too bad here. Because we can play around it. I mean, we have a lot of blue cards in hand. Do I fly the Frog? I think I'm just going to attack. We don't mind if they sack the Trainer. If they block with Trainer, we just go discard Sin. Eat the Trainer, which is good for Flare of Denial purposes. Play the land. Binner Looting. Do we want to cast Faithless Looting? No, because we've got the Indulgence. Now we're actually probably just playing the tempo game with Frog, and if we draw a Goryo's Vengeance, then all the better, but we're not all in on that. If they play a Harbinger, I will probably dispute it. Don't know, see what they do. We've got 7 cards in hand. Okay, they go up. Okay, so that... Do I Indulgence here? Yes, and then we can... Well, but let me... No, I don't. Because then I have to pitch a different card to force. Grizzlebrand, sure. Let's attack. What have they got? Sink into Stupor. I'm just going to dispute that, I think. If they have... I could have Into the Floodmoor. Disrupting Shoal. Okay. So no Frog trigger. So I think I want to cast a Looting. So I want to find more blue cards for force. So we'll discard Grizzlebrand and Indulgence. But then we do have to pass the turn. But now we can double force and consign here. The opponent only has 3 cards in hand. I'm gonna just consign that one. Okay, they're Disrupting Shoal. So we'll force, pitch, Indulgence. So they have 1 card in hand. If we don't find a blue card here, I probably won't. Okay, well, now we'll just play this. So let's eat. I'm going to eat Sin here. Then next turn we've got the ability to just put Sin into play, put Grizzlebrand into play. They suspend Lotus Bloom, which is fine. Okay, so we're going to get to Sin here. Well, Got Goryo's Vengeance as well. So let's just go this 1, 2. Sin into play. They could consign this trigger. Maybe I was meant to just attack for 2 and then do that in their turn, but they can't play around consign with force anyway. Yeah, so they do have consign. Maybe I should have just gone for Goryo's Vengeance. So now we just eat stuff from their graveyard. It doesn't really matter. There's nothing in there that does anything. I like our position here, though. I don't think there's many ways out of it. Yeah, drawing the Goryo's Vengeance, I probably should have just waited. Creature is one of their better draws. But we get to see what they put in their hand. Suppression Ray. Yeah, okay, so we just win the game this turn. Because we go Goryo's the Grizzlebrand. We'll draw now, because we have lethal if we can remove this Thunder Trap Trainer. Yeah, so yeah, attack for 11. So yeah, pretty good there. Deck feels really good. This time we did win with the Reanimate, but a lot of the legwork was done by Psycho Frog. Psycho Frog's a silly magic card. Yeah, powers up so many decks. But, well, we're 3-0. Let's play round 4. Right, a interesting hand here. I think I'm going to keep it, weirdly. We have the Goryo's Vengeance and the creatures to go with it. If we can find a Faithless Looting or yeah, anything like that. Psychic Frog is fine. I mean, the absolute ideal is to surveil another big fatty into the graveyard on turn 1. Opponent's mulled to 6. See if they're happy with their 6. Opponent mulls to 5. See what we're against. Okay. Some sort of Eldrazi. They got something? They do. Ugin. Okay, double maps. They have 1 card in hand. Another Goryo's. Not really what we're after. Neither's Force of Negation, I don't think. Looks like the opponent's on Eldrazi Tron. 2 cards in hand. Another Attractors is also really not what we want. That is exactly what we want. So next turn we can go Faithless Looting and then put Sin and Atraxa in and then just dump both into onto the field. And the real benefit here of Sin is that we don't need like an Ephemerate or Consign to Memory to keep the Atraxa around. We just get to keep it forever, and we can do it on turn 3 with a looting effect. Opponent has 3 cards in hand. We can beat. So what we can't beat easily is a Kozilek's Command. Can't. Okay, let's see what they put in. Hopefully it's not Tormod's Crypt. Hopefully they go and get a Liquid. Oh, they do get Tormod's Crypt. That's really rough. So now we're going to have to wait. We're going to go for it here. Force is a nice pickup. So let's discard. If we go Sin Atraxa, And now we have to wait a turn so we can double Goryos. Okay, they crack that. Hopefully they don't get Bajuka Bog. Another temple. Depends what they do here as to when we can fire off one of these. See what they go and get with Khan. Hopefully they don't have another piece of graveyard hate. Although I suppose we can force it. Chalice of the Void. That's fine. So we're going to go Swamp Pass. Because I'm afraid of Kozilek's command. Then we're going to go for the Goryos in our opponent's end step. Playing it fairly slowly here. I wonder if the opponent's thinking about whether to go Kozilek's command. Yep, looks like it. Okay. So they scry and draw. So we could go for it right now. I think I will. I think this is fine. They'll Tormod's Crypt. We'll Goryos. Take Force of Negation, Psychic Frog, Looting, and Bloodstained Mire. And then, yep. So then we'll discard Fatal Push. Now we have double force and we have an Atraxa on the field. I suppose the problem is with this, they could cast Ugin, exile Atraxa. Don't know, maybe I was meant to wait until their turn. I was a bit worried about another Kozilek's command. Yeah, it definitely could have been that I was meant to wait. Right, so if opponent goes 3 top, 1 bottom. But yeah, what I was afraid of, I guess they'd have had to have double Kozilek's command. Now they can just cast Ugin and get rid of our Atraxa, and we're kind of back to square one. See what they have here. If it's another Kozilek's command, we'll force it. You have Chalice as well. Devourer's bad. Yeah. I probably should have waited. So I wait and then do it in their turn. We have to force a Chalice on 2 here. It just Atraxa. I think it's just Atraxa. Try and win with Psychic Frogs. Yeah, probably could have just waited. Now we're going to have to exile this. Okay, so I think we just dump out 2 frogs. not going to bother casting the looting, I don't think. But yeah, not looking good for us here. I think if I had done it in their turn, let's say we pass to them, they make the spawn. Yeah, I think I played too afraid of another Kozilek's command. We had force as well. What is this? Hopefully this is all his dust. Oh, right, that's good. I'll force that one. So they did have another one, or they found one off of the first one. So, yeah. Wonder if the opponent will go and get anything with Khan. They know Khan's dying, so they might as well get something. Fog's really, like, the card's really good, obviously, but interesting one when choosing what to discard. Like, I think people can probably be more aggressive with discarding than they often are. Okay, they are going and getting something. They're getting Snaring Bridge. Okay. Probably going to fire off this looting to just dump cards into the graveyard. Okay, well, with Emperor of Bones, that's very good as well. Emperor looting. One. I shouldn't be exiling. I'd like to draw and sign, ideally. Tamiyo. Yeah, I'll play the Tamiyo because we can flip it next turn. So opponent did use all of their spawn, so they can't Ugin at the moment. I think they only play at one All Is Dust. Is this the third Kozilek's command? Sire of Seven Deaths is, well, not fine, but... Okay, go to 11. Jace. So we could flip Tamiyo. I think we do the same play again. Discard Tamiyo. Jace. Plus so we could Emperor of Bones the Jace, flip it, or we could Indulgence and look for something else. Obviously we're going to have to block. Jace would give this minus, so we could then, this has trample, so we're going to have to block this. What gives us the best shot? I think it's just Indulgence here. Okay, well we do end up finding something very good. Do we just, I think we just go for it now, honestly. Sin is a 7/7. This has first strike though. So if we go for it now and we hit Jace, it doesn't have haste. I think I need to do it in block step. I shouldn't have exiled Bloodstained Mire. So yeah, we did kind of draw the perfect cards off that Tainted Indulgence. Oh, the opponent... Oh, that's good. 6/7. Okay, so Tamiyo means that... Oh, they're attacking Tamiyo. But that means that it's only a 6/7, whereas Sin is a 7/7. So I'm now going to just go for Goryo's Vengeance to try and block the Sire. See what we hit. Great, we hit Jace. That's really good. Oh, it is Vigilant. It is Menace, so we'll throw a frog under the bus. Just to get the Sire of 7 Deaths off the field. I assume this transforms fine. I don't actually know. Okay, Fleshraker is kind of scary. Oh, I did forget about the Ensnaring Bridge. Okay, so let's go Scarred Atraxa. Yeah, it does just go, unfortunately. Let's go. We could either return Goryo's, or we could just Emperor of Bones look for a Fatal Push. Let's Surveil first. Consign, eh? I think we'll top that. And then just go return Goryo. I'm going to return Goryo's because it's a bit more mana. Like, it's a bit more mana. It's a bit less mana intensive. Okay, so we'll take Consign. Frog, probably? No, probably Grizzlebrand. Yeah. Obviously can't attack. I can attack. Ooh, I can attack with the frog. One, two, three. I think I leave it as a 1/2. I think we have outs to. Do I want to consign that? No. I think we have outs to this. Could do with killing the Fleshraker. Opponent knows we have consign, so it's going to triple consign this. Deciding what to point out. So we'll target the Ugin, replicate twice. That one. And that one. Consigned to Memory is a crazy card. Okay. Plus. So we could Emperor of Bones for a Psychic Frog. I think I'm just going to flashback looting. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just discard some lands here. One, two. One, two, and kind of one. Let's get rid of the Goryos. Could do with finding an answer to this glaring Fleshraker. Jace. We'll put that in the graveyard because we can Emperor Bones it back. This is something else big, which is problematic. Okay. So now we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could cast Grizzlebrand, but I think we're going to go Emperor Bones. Go to combat. Oh, we can get Sire of 7 Deaths, but doesn't really do much. Let's get Jace. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I can't believe I did that. We don't have 5 cards in the graveyard, and I could have done it with Frog. Oh, that was really dumb. Cast a looting. Yeah, because we could have transformed the Jace. And then we might have been able to win. Hopefully the opponent's found 2 lands. They can get another Ugin though. Yeah, Mindstone's insane. I don't think we have many answers to an ensnaring bridge, honestly. Actually, am I playing a stupid game here? Opponent did draw a card there. They could have found a land. Okay, Devourer of Destiny, eat our entire board. Well, there is the Fatal Push. I guess it's 1. Oh, yeah, so we discard 1. Land. probably a losing battle now. I mean, it probably has been for a while. Okay, I think we can just go to the next game. I don't think we have any outs to an ensnaring bridge. We'll probably save the time. Did we have any outs? Can't believe I did that with Jace. That was stupid. Right. Well, we don't really want the fatal pushes. We do want all of this kind of stuff. We already have all the consigns. We like the forces. Emperor of Bones is kind of weak. Well, no, Emperor of Bones is probably fine. I like the wizards with the Flame of Anors. We need to cut 2 cards. Do we like Tamiyo that much? Do we like Jace? I think Jace is a good way to win through a ensnaring bridge. Maybe trim Tamiyo. Maybe trim 1 Emperor, 1 Tamiyo. Try that. Definitely could have played that one a lot tighter. Okay, this hand is very good if we can find a discard outlet. Surveyor looking for 1 on turn 1. Seen a few people on the Eldrazi Tron list, so this is running all of the soul lands and the Tron, obviously the Tron pieces. Trying to think what I've seen as graveyard hate. Obviously we saw the Tormod's Crypt in that game. Get the sewers. Well, that's pretty good. Drawn the force as well. So now I'm gonna, this turn I'm gonna do it properly. Okay, so they do have Tron next turn. Right, so we'll take Tamiyo because it's a wizard. We still don't find consign though. Oh, take looting and the land. We can go looting and Goryo's here. Or we could just go Tamiyo looting. I think it's Tamiyo looting. Discard. Grizzlebrand. We have found an indulgence now. Grizzlebrand and a land. Flip Tamiyo. Not a bad turn 3. Play the Tarn. Plus, obviously the opponent can have 7 mana next turn. I haven't got the consign. Maybe I should have taken Frog. I should have taken Frog because then next time we can Grizzlebrand, draw so many cards and just kill them with Frog. God, just so many things could have done differently here. Okay, there's Tron. Probably should have Goryo'd in their turn as well. 7 mana. Okay, that's fine. Thundering Falls here. Emperor of Bones for Grizzlebrand. Probably worse than just Goryosing it. That's a good draw. Land, yes. Goryo's Grizzlebrand. Draw 7. Because if we find... Okay, there's another consign. So now we just go past the turn, consign that, and then go to discard. And then we have force and consign up, so should be okay. Opponent has 6 life. Yeah, we just consign that one. That should be enough. Okay, sometimes it happens. Right. Tamiyo's, I think Tamiyo's too slow, honestly. But what would we rather? I think that's fine. This is fine. Question is, do we force a turn 1 map? I probably will, honestly. Yeah, I'm going to force that. Well, we'll top that one. So we can't really force now because I need to keep the indulgence around. See if they have natural Tron anyway. They do. Sire. Well, okay, so get steam vents. That's got first strike, which would be rather hit. I guess probably Grizzlebrand here. This pitches to force as well. Okay. It's got vigilance as well. Might as we do we just go for it here? Like doing it in blockers doesn't really matter. I think I just want to go for it. We don't get to gain the life though. No, I think we'll wait. Then we get to use all our mana next turn. And they can't cast trigger it down. Thought Knots here. Okay, so we'll let... Oh, I should have... Why didn't I just consign... God, I'm not playing my best today. Should have just consigned the cast of it. That was dumb. So we go to 10. Force that pitching... Sin, probably. No tracks there. We'll just go Island Goryos. See what we can do. Okay. So you have to block here. Can't actually consign it either. So that's first strike. Looting. Yeah, we're just done. Unfortunately, we can't kill this. Okay, yeah, we're done. Just can't kill the Sire of 7 Deaths, unfortunately. I guess maybe I'm not meant... No, yeah, we can't. Oh, I could have played Frog. Oh, I can't believe... Oh, yeah, that would have been fine. We could have gone play Frog. No, that doesn't work because I got the Thought Not Seer. If I had consigned the Thought Not Seer like I was meant to, we go consign that and then we go Frog, dump our entire hand. Yeah. Definitely some misplays there, played pretty horribly. But we'll move on to the 5th and final round. Yeah, just try and learn from that one. Right, yep, be on the play here. And yeah, hand's great. Like it's got none of the real combo pieces, but we just got our sort of secondary plan. Can go Tamiyo on 1. Probably just off a Steam Vents. Tamiyo on 1 and then either Jace or Frog. Bit more of a sort of mid-rangey hand. Yeah, just missed so much in that last one, like not flipping Jace and... Okay, land, yeah, opponent's meld to 6, go Tamiyo, pass the turn. Okay. Okay, well that's good. Let's go to combat. See if they have a fatal push. It could be that we're not meant to, we're just meant to draw a card here. I don't think so though, I think I'm going to go Frog. And then we can discard discard Sin. This doesn't play well into Ephemerate Solitude, I suppose. Yeah, okay. Maybe I was meant to just pass. I'm going to discard though. Don't know. I felt like they didn't necessarily have it. Maybe I was meant to draw a card, I think. Ugh, I hit Emperor Bones. Yeah, this couldn't have gone much worse for us, honestly. Okay. Well, now we have to just hold. Because if they... I suppose Sin isn't that bad. Like they get lands back. In their second main, I'm going to crack the clue. Oh, I did it in end step. Oh, actually, end step's fine. It'll be exiled anyway. So you kind of need a blocker. Go land JVP. That's our discard outlet. So next turn. Okay, so consign is good here. They have. Do we have to block 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? No, we don't. Oh, we do because of the counters. So now we have to consign here. 4, 7, 8, 9. It's exactly lethal, unfortunately. Oh, they can just flicker it. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, that couldn't have gone much worse. I think this is a game where we want the sideboard plan. We don't want forces. I think we can trim on lootings as well, just because they're card disadvantage. Push. Let's trim another couple of lootings. Maybe keep a looting over a Sin. Yeah, that I think I was meant to just hold up there. Really got destroyed by that turn 1 Solitude. Okay. So Tamiyo and then Tainted Indulgence, discarding these is fine. Don't really want to mulligan. Let's go land. Steam Vents again. Cast the Tamiyo. Obviously the opponent's deck is quite full of removal. Yeah, they just have Fatal Push. Let's go Blood Crypt. Don't think they play Bowmasters anymore. See what this is. Could be Emperor. Overlord. Okay. Even Interrupter. They take Solitude. Let's go Indulgence. Just going to discard Grizzlebrand. K command. That's interesting. Do we just get Frog? Just gonna play a land and pass, I think. Don't know. I don't think we fire off the K command here. We really don't want them to have Flicker Wisp. Another Overlord. Well, they find Flicker Wisp. Really need to dig now. Yeah. Graveyard that one. Really need to find a Goryo's. Okay. So let's go land, yeah, we'll go Psychic Frog. Okay. Gonna discard Sin. And then I'm gonna exile Tamiyo. So this is another thing. We want to go exile, Indulgence, Tamiyo, and a land. And then we can let that resolve. I guess I discard a land as well to gain some more life. And then I think I'm going to play around another Aven Interrupter. Although next turn Goryo's is pretty much lethal. They're going to get the Aven Interrupter anyway with the Flicker Wisp. So I'm just going to go for it here. Put Sin onto the battlefield. We get a land and a Grizzlebrand. Oh, I guess they get Solitude back. So they flicker this. get Solitude back. At least we gain 7, so I can draw 14 cards here. I guess they weren't going to get it back with them enough mana to cast it. They are playing Bowmasters, which is good to know about. I'm going to untap. I would imagine they'll just Solitude this right away. But if they let us untap, we could potentially find Consign. Okay, so draw 7. Do find a Consign. His hand just doesn't really do anything. I'm going to draw another 7. Okay, that's really good. We've hit Flame, so that's good. We go back up to 9. So find a Traxxer. We didn't find another another Goryos. So let's go Tamiyo, kill this. Tamiyo. Oh, this is still in draw step. Okay, so Tamiyo. Do both modes. We'll draw cards. Kill the Overlord. I probably should have made a Psychic Frog. Plus here. Fatal Push. This one. Okay, I like our position now though. I could have discarded a load to Frog, but 3. Discard all the lands. Got enough lands here. Maybe Frog was a better play. Hopefully they go for another Flicker Wisp and we can consign the I don't think I want to consign that. They get Philia, which is good because that's weak to consign. Obviously we're digging for a... Oh, Tamiyo can return Goryo's Vengeance actually. So yeah, that's that's what we're going to be doing this turn. Yeah, we'll grab the Surveil land. Yeah, draw another one. Actually, that might be enough. Goryos. If we find a land, because we've got a Traxxas. Oh, we don't actually have. We don't actually have a Grizzlebrand. I guess we can Colligan's command. Goryos goes a. Right. Let's start off with returning Goryo's Vengeance. Because we can. Goryo's Vengeance. The Atraxa. Don't think we want to use blue necessarily. I think it's probably fine. Okay, we want to hit Grizzlebrand here. No. Okay, no Grizzlebrand. Take consign. Frog. Maya. Looting, I guess. So yeah, I wanted to hit Grizzlebrand. No, Grizzlebrand's gone. I wanted to hit Sin. So if we hit Sin with looting, we haven't got enough to burn them out. So I think now we're just attacking, discarding to. I'm just going to attack, consign this. We do have another Watery Grave, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to hit Sin there. Although we actually only have one left in the deck. But yeah, we can flip Jace as well if we want, but right, the opponent actually timed out or disconnected or what have you there, so we do end up 4-1. We were obviously well ahead in that game. I think we were going to go into a game 3. I think the deck's really good. I definitely played a lot better the first 3 games than the last 2. Yeah, I really like the backup plan of Jace and Tamiyo. Sin seemed really strong as well, so yeah, gonna play this some more. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.